people are not in this for the right reason. We need to keep our integrity. We need to be continuously honest with ourselves and critiquing every single person who claims to have your best interest at heart. Because, all right, so for our next video, this one right here is interesting because this gives you a sneak peek on how really any political party, Democrats, Republicans, probably anything in between, but more specifically for Republicans, because this lets you know that whoever they decide to put on that pedestal to run for any seat or any presidential seat, that they do not care about anything else except for winning. Now, it could be major complications when it comes to that, because if you're willing to do whatever it takes to just win, whatever you're willing to do could be more devastating than you winning. And I believe with Herschel Walker, if he would have won, that would have been more devastating than anything. But that would have been a W for Republicans, and that's all they care about. But for what we're talking about here, Elijah Schaffer, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he is a Republican commentator, and he has a large following. So obviously, if I'm talking about this, he's somewhere out there. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to call out Herschel Walker's son, and he wanted to pick a fight with someone who is not ashamed, who is very extremely boisterous and actually pretty well spoken. So you don't want to pick a fight with somebody like that. But he wanted to go on Twitter and get that smoke, and this is what he had to say. He said, "Really thankful for Herschel Walker's son for helping Democrats secure another seat in the Senate." Old boy was already claiming that seat. He just had to get knocked off, but that's neither here or there. He said, "Nobody is better at electing Democrats than Republicans. Really spectacular job this round. All the criticism from our own base, lack of support from Mitch, 10-10 every time." Then he went on to say, "But he was a bad candidate." That's what everybody was saying. "If you're a Republican and saying something like this, you should switch parties. This wasn't about the candidate. This was about control of the Senate and gridlock. Bigger picture, only immature and small-minded were blinded by their own egos to notice." Well, Herschel Walker, not Herschel Walker, but Christian Walker did not take kind to those words, and you can go look for the tweet, or you can look at other videos. He wanted to call out his him cheating on his wife and with 4 or 5 girls and all this crazy stuff. Didn't want to cover that because that's more, not political, that's not my cup of tea. But, he definitely struck back. But my takeaway from this is they literally do not care who they have running. Character doesn't mean anything to these people. And I kind of do understand how that could be a tactic, because there's a lot of people who are politically immature. They're politically unaware about how this system works, how America works. And I mean, it's so much going on. I don't claim to know everything. But if all that you're willing to do, all that you have to do is be the biggest bully, say the craziest thing to get attention and to win, is a problem. And he said it best. Let me go ahead and go back to the tweet here. He said, let's see. "If you're a Republican and saying something like this, you should switch parties. This wasn't about the candidate. This was about control of the seat. If you cannot critique your own party, that is a red flag. If you cannot be honest with yourself and say, this person who is representing the party that I claim is not a good fit or not a goods vehicle to get us to the destination I believe that we all should be at, this person does not need to be running, let alone winning. We need to be honest with ourselves. And later on in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I vote for the Democratic Party. And trust me, the candidate means everything. It shouldn't just be about winning. This is actually people's lives at stake here. And if you don't understand, if you don't care about that, you should not be in politics. You should not voting should not even be your main priority, to be honest. Because if you don't understand the consequences of your action of voting for someone who does not have good intentions or your best interests at heart, just winning is their only bottom line, you are going to be screwed in the long run. And we've seen that with Republicans already, and some Democrats, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So this right here lets me know, at least, people are not in this for the right reason. We need to keep our integrity. We need to be continuously honest with ourselves and critiquing every single person who claims to have your best interest at heart, because there's a lot of bad faith actors out there. And if you give those kind of people that kind of power, we're only going to continue to dig ourselves in a deeper hole that we may not even be able to climb out one day. So, I mean, that's pretty simple.